Hello, my friends, and welcome back. The US trade deficit jumped to a new record high. It is very, very, very good news for us, the little fish, the citizens of our fantastic countries, led by our elected officials who are doing a great job to provide us with security and a good life, right? Or protect our rights and protect our, you know, ability to pursue our happiness and economic happiness and whatever happiness you want to consider. So let's read this. I don't think it's disturbing news anymore because it's very obvious that we're going down. And when I'm talking down, this this situation with high inflation and uh, shortages that will start to appear on the market and the high cost of the gas and all the oil, the fossil fuel products will affect different strata, different groups in a society in a different way. When I'm talking about a millionaire has some, some cushion against these things, or a person who makes a lot of money and has a stable job, or is a business owner, might have still a better option than a person who's at the bottom of society. And I'm not talking about the person who waits for certain programs to provide that group with some financial assistance and so on. I'm talking about with working, hardworking people who are barely making it from day to day. Uh, so here is an article from Market Watch. It's from May 4th, 2022. Economic Report and by Jeffrey Barstash. This is the title. U.S. trade deficit jumps 22% and tops $100 billion for the first time ever. So jumps 22%, tops $100 billion for the first time ever. We must be doing great. Right? It's Putin's fault, right? I don't want to hear that again. Because Putin is with his deal over there. We decide to get involved if you really want to look at it. The war would have not created this problem if we did not feel morally superior and willing to get in and put sanctions on us. The numbers. All right, let's see the numbers. Are the ones that I told you, 22% in March. So leaped 22% in March and topped $100 billion for the first time ever, reflecting a big appetite among Americans for foreign goods. It's not a big appetite for foreign goods, it's that we do not produce shit. That's why. And why is that? Because of the interconnection. All the economies should be interconnected in a globalist way. So then when something happens in Zimbabwe or Zambia or Romania, affects us here. Great. Why? You want clothing? You can't. You have to wait for China. Now, if China has a problem with me, no clothing for me. There you go. Interconnection. Great. Fantastic. We don't manufacture anymore. But nevertheless, we're good. We have a service-based economy. It's post-industrial economy. That's what in college here I've been told, and I was like, "What are you talking about?" So if I want something, where's manufacturer? Oh no, it's okay. Other countries will take care of that, and we trade with them. Look at the trade. We're doing a great job, right? So it's not that the American are appetite, big appetite. It's not the Americans. It's how you guys, our elected officials, they did what they did to get rid of. You remember NAFTA? Get rid of manufacture. Manufacturing industry. And not only that, made us more dependent on foreign goods. Why? Because we don't produce, but we produce services. Ladies of the night services and massages and um, whatever those are called. Those kinds of massages, if you know what I mean. Uh, exotic exotic massages. So the trade gap rose to $109.8 billion from $89.8 billion the prior month. So the prior month, the trade deficit was let's say $90 billion, and now it's $110 billion. So it's, wow, my God, that's $20 billion in 1 month deficit. Economists polled by the Wall Street Journal had forecasted as $106.7 billion trade gap. Well, I guess you are a conservative in your imports. Leaped 10.3% in March to a record $351.5 billion. High inflation, especially oil prices, has added to the cost of imports. Exports rose 5.6% to $241.7 billion, also a record. Big picture. The United States has repeatedly set record trade deficit during the pandemic because the US has recovered faster than other countries. Americans can afford to buy more imports and they are gobbling them up. Yet trade deficits subtract from gross domestic product (GDP), the other scorecard for the economy. GDP shrinked 1.4% in the first quarter, mostly because of the huge trade gap. So we go like this, gonna shrink more. Great, we're doing great. The U.S. has run large trade deficits for years, like it's a given. Yeah, it's okay. We're doing fine, but it has still little effect on the broader economy. But most other measures, the U.S. is still by most other measures, the U.S. is still expanding at a steady pace. Key details. Let's see the details. U.S. imports topped $300 billion last fall and have now exceeded that benchmark for 5 months in a row. The U.S. in March imported more oil, autos, and consumer goods such as cell phones, clothes, furniture, toys, and computers. This sharp increase in imports since last fall also partly reflects American ports more quickly uploading a record backlog of cargo ship waiting offshore. Yeah, so they're working harder to get the goods from the ships that are waiting in around the ports or around. You know what I mean. Exports of petroleum products, crude oil, fuel oil, and natural gas rose in March, as did autos and parts. Rising exports are being propelled by higher prices for oil. Yeah, put an embargo on those guys. Yeah, it's going to be a, smaller supply, the same demand, or even more because, or maybe less if the economy shrinks, right? U.S. exports have rebounded more slowly than imports during the pandemic, but they're also rising the record heights. Looking ahead, market reaction. The Dow Jones Industrial Average got up 0.39%, S&P 500 0.25%. We're set to open higher in Wednesday trades. Wow, that's fantastic. That's great. More sanctions, that's great. Don't produce anything, just massage one another and look for fleas to the neighbor guy and provide services, and we're gonna have a great life. So yeah, mass democracy. We voted, right? We voted for these guys, so now we have them. Good job. Stop blaming Russia for all the evils that occur in this economy, all right? And stop, blaming other incidents. The fact that you are not able to fix things or to adjust, that tells me you're not prepared. Certain things could not be, you can prepare for some things. You can't alleviate certain things, but still, you are in charge. You're responsible. However you want me to, at least come and tell me, you know what, up. All right, okay, what are you going to do now? What's going to happen now? But I don't see that coming. It's going down and down and down and down. What are you going to do? And you don't show me other people and then the self-attribution, theory here or whatever. Explain to me that every time something good happens because of you, something else happens because of someone else. That's a child. Go in and say, hey, kid, did you do that? No, someone else did it. A stranger came from the sky. That's what these guys are telling us right now. Some strangers from Ukraine and Russia and the Arabs, and somebody show me who's no, and we are just they think we have an IQ of below 86. Well, I think 40% of the society has it. So what do you expect? Anyway, thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and work hard and pay your taxes. Have a nice day.